All right. And we're back. All right, guys. So right now we're going to jump into our next segment, which is your health is your wealth. Your health is your wealth. And this is Your Health is Your Wealth by the Micah Dobbins Show. Of course, we're going to go ahead and get into the health benefits of vitamin D. I wanted to talk to you guys about the health benefits of vitamin D. Some people don't really understand the importance of vitamin D. And hopefully when you hear this segment brought to you by Medical News Today, you'll be able to determine if you might need more vitamin D. So it says a human body produces vitamin D as a response to sun exposure. A person can also boost their vitamin D intake through certain foods or supplements. Vitamin D is essential for several reasons, including maintaining healthy bones and teeth. It may also protect against a range of diseases and conditions, such as type 1 diabetes. Despite its name, vitamin D actually is not a vitamin, but a prohormone, which is a precursor to a hormone. Vitamins are nutrients that the body cannot create, so a person must consume them in the diet. However, the body can produce vitamin D. In this article, we're looking at the benefits of vitamin D and what happens to the body when people do not get enough and how to boost the vitamin D intake. All right, so we're going to talk about some of the benefits. Vitamin D has multiple roles within the body. It assists in promoting healthy bones and teeth. It supports the immune system, the brain and nervous system health. Vitamin D also can help regulate insulin levels and supporting diabetes management. It supports lung function and cardiovascular health. And also vitamin D influencing the expression of genes involved in cancer treatments. So it's very important to take care of your vitamin D. Number one, healthy bones. Vitamin D plays a very big role, in the regulation of calcium and the maintenance of phosphorus levels in the blood. These factors are vital for remaining healthy bones. Another thing, people need vitamin D to allow their intestines to stimulate and absorb calcium and reclaim calcium that the kidneys would otherwise excrete. So you definitely need it to help with your intestines as well. Vitamin D deficiency in children can cause rickets, which leads to severely bowed-legged appearance due to the softening of the bones. Similarly, in adults, vitamin D deficiency manifests also. It softens the bones. It can really ruin your bone density. You'll have poor bone density and muscle weakness, and it can really break you down to osteoporosis as well. And this is something that over 53 people in the United States have to seek treatment for. You also increase your risk of the flu when you have low vitamin D. In 2018, there was a review of existing research suggested that the studies found that vitamin D had a protective effect against influenza virus. So you want to have vitamin D to help your immune system as well. However, the authors also looked at other studies where vitamin D didn't have the effect as far as at flu risks. So they wanted to do more research. It was inconclusive, but they believed that they were going to confirm the protective effect of vitamin D against the flu. Definitely it helps, as far as with infants and children, it helps with their development. We mentioned the lungs and things and asthma, so that's good. For women who are pregnant, obviously it can help them, vitamin D, because if you're deficient, then it says you have a greater risk of developing preeclampsia and, or giving birth preterm. So you want to make sure that you have your vitamin D or that you're taking your different supplements and talking to your doctor about it. It also can cause gestational diabetes being low on vitamin D. So you want to make sure that you're taking vitamin D and that you're doing good. The deficiency, you have issues with your skin. It can cause your skin to be darkened. So you want to make sure that you get some vitamin D in you as far as your sunscreen. The sunscreen can help protect that you put on your body, but your body will produce vitamin D when you go out in the sun. Now, this is something I found interesting because I started to really take vitamin D. I started having pains in my knees, so I was taking calcium and vitamin D so that I could be young and active as I've always been. But at any rate, one of the things I realized was I needed to get more vitamin D naturally. So I would actually walk out and get sunlight because when the sunlight absorbs within your skin, it can help to produce vitamin D. And depending on how dark your melanin is, as far as how dark you are, your skin, if you're melanated or not, can determine how much longer you need to be out in the sun to get your body to produce adequate amounts of vitamin C. Too much vitamin C can actually be a problem as well. So make sure that you're not overdoing it. Don't go taking vitamin D pills and getting sunlight, but make sure that you have a positive balance and check with your medical doctor to make sure you're not deficient or anything going on with you. Symptoms of deficiency may include regular sickness or infection, fatigue. If you find you're tired a lot, check your vitamin D. Bone and back pain can be tied to vitamin D. If you have like a low mood or you have impaired wound healing, it takes longer to heal. If you suffer hair loss, it could be because of vitamin D deficiency. And also muscle pain can happen. Now, if you have it for a long period of time, if your body is just continuing to function and you're continuing to go and you see those things, but you haven't gotten it checked out, and the vitamin D deficiency can continue in long term, these complications can arise. You could have cardiovascular conditions. It could affect your heart, autoimmune problems. It could affect you, as far as your sicknesses. Neurological diseases, it's going to mess with you nerve-wise and in your mind. Infections, you can get sick again. If you're pregnant, you could have complications, and it can also cause certain cancers, especially when it comes to breast cancer, prostate cancer, or colon cancer. So you want to make sure that you're getting your vitamin D. And these are some good ways of getting vitamin D. Sufficient sunlight is the best way to help your body produce enough vitamin D. So again, getting that sunlight, guys, and you can't get it through glass. You can't say, well, I got my arms out when I'm driving in the car and the windows rolled up and I'm getting vitamin D. It's not going to come through the glass. The UV rays is going to be black. You got to actually get in the sun. But these are some foods that are good sources of vitamin D. Fatty fish such as salmon, mackerel, or tuna. Those are good for vitamin D. Egg yolks are good for vitamin D. Cheese is good for vitamin D. Beef liver. If you like that thing, I can't stand liver, but it's good for vitamin D. Mushrooms, fortified milk, or fortified cereals and juices, all are good for vitamin D. And you want to make sure that you're getting, your vitamin D, because again, if you don't, it's going to cause all kind of issues, guys. It's going to cause all kind of issues within your body. So be sure that you get the sunlight that you need so your body can naturally produce vitamin D. So this is the segment, Your Health is Your Wealth, brought to you by the Micah Dobbins Show, powered by Misfits of Media and Preeminent Radio. And just wanted to share that little tip with you guys so you can remain healthy. Take care of yourselves. And we're going to close out this segment before we jump into the next one.